Charles, welcome to the Biohacker Babes podcast. We are thrilled to have you on today.
I am beyond thrilled to be here. We've been circling each other's planetary orbit now for a couple years, and uh, and we always joke, and I will put the onus of this delay on me and not you, but we finally made it work, and I'm delighted to be here.
Oh, wonderful. Oh no, we can take that blame. We've been dancing and playing tag at conferences.
Yeah.
So today is
We're all
meant to be
busy.
the
We're all
day.
busy. Yeah.
Yeah, but you were where you were recording from today is extra special because you got a nice beautiful pig behind you.
This was a present from my oldest son. It is retired license plates and
Oh, I
from
wasn't
the
even
state of North
seeing that.
Carolina.
Yeah,
He's living
yeah.
in North
Oh,
Carolina. Yeah, yeah. And
very cool.
yeah, it's kind of awesome. Little pig, little homage to the pig. But yeah, I was telling y'all before we hit record, my day job, they're working on the roof. And so I was sitting there. The advantage to being in a small town, it's like, oh, I need to go somewhere. And it's an 8-minute drive, or something like that.
Oh,
But they were hammering away, and I thought this is not a good environment for recording. So here I am at the
Yeah.
home lair. Thank you for
Yeah.
uh,
yeah.
It's
hosting.
perfect. We got a pig, no
Yeah.
percussion. It's good. Yeah. So lots we want to dig into today with your history and with Farrow Skincare, but just to kick things off, maybe ask an obvious question that people might be thinking, why on earth would anyone ever put pig lard on their face?
Great question. Uh, well, I guess if they want to really look good, that would be a starter answer. I mean, the reality is we share, I love talking about this. We share a lot of biology with pigs, and step away from skincare for a minute and just pop over into just general the medical field. We train all of our surgeons on pigs, or we used to. We harvest hormones and various fluids from pigs for direct, like literally direct use in human medical care. If you read through the history books, wound care, skin treatments, salves, this was all predominantly animal fat forever. So we can sort of step away from lard and just talk animal fat. Tallow is very hot right now. We love tallow. But at the end of the day, you are a monogastric omnivore, just like a pig. And if you raise a healthy, happy, I like to say one bad day pig, then they have metabolized and stored all the vitamins, minerals, lipids, pH is a spot on balance, match. All the things that we're marketed to are critical to skincare and skin health. It's all baked in the cake of lard. And so there you go.
Yeah. So I have to ask this question because so many people in the health industry say this and believe it because our biology is so similar to pigs. They believe we shouldn't eat pigs. No pork, no bacon. What are your thoughts on that?
They're welcome to believe whatever they want. I, you know, I,
Yeah.
I, I've been in the paleo game long enough. I don't talk to vegans very often anymore. I don't try. I
Yeah.
don't see many Catholic priests trying to talk. Jewish rabbis into conversion. I just, you go do you.
Yeah.
I happen to think that the pig is an absolute gift from God, and 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 when raised properly, which is taken a real dire turn, I would say, in the last 50 to 70 years, certainly in this country, how we raise pigs has taken a real dire turn. I'm working I'm
Right.
working on finishing up. This is breaking news. I'm giving a TED talk on pigs, and it's actually going
Oh,
to launch 2 weeks after we release this. So your audience listening. So I've been diving into a whole bunch of stuff for this talk, um, but yeah, I
very
mean,
cool.
pigs are a gift from God. They are the ultimate red meat when raised properly, and that's the absolute thing. Whether it's skincare or the environment or food sourcing, how you raise a pig is of absolute importance, more than anything else. More than what you feed them. More than anything else, do they have access to sunshine? Do they get exercise, fresh air? These are all the critical pieces, just like us. You ladies both know this. if I get ample sunshine and ample exercise and great community and all this, how much margin do I have in what I'm able to eat and still thrive? I have a lot of margin
Mm.
when I'm metabolically healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, with pigs and with cows and with all of our farming animals, we spend a little bit too much time, not that it's not important, we spend too much time talking about what we feed that animal and less time talking about the environment that animal grows up in. And so it's
Mm.
critical. Pigs are awesome, but they gotta have one bad day, not a lifetime of bad days. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
absolutely. And
And a
that's the
lot of,
missing part
yeah,
of this controversy. People are not talking about the way that they're raised and how they were fed. It's just like very black and white, very
it's
binary. It's like it's good
yeah.
or it's bad. And I hear a lot of people, they're like, "Oh, I eat all animal meats, but not pork, not pork. I couldn't possibly." We're not talking
Well,
about the
I mean,
quality.
yeah, pork, and it's got a lot of luggage. It's got a lot of baggage with it. There's a lot of religious texts, that demonize pork. And frankly, if I were going to write a story, again, you both are you both eat a lot of good food. Have you ever been to a restaurant and ordered pork tartare?
no,
I don't think I have.
Never,
I don't think
because
so.
you can't, you shouldn't, because pork is a monogastric omnivore. It metabolizes, it has a different viral load. It's got all these, in other words, you gotta cook pork.
Mm,
Just like you
Oh,
gotta
okay.
cook chicken.
mhm.
Right,
Okay. And
right.
so rewind the clock a few thousand years. We'll rewind the clock 3,000 years. You kill a pig, you're going to eat half of it because you're starving. You're going to eat half of it right then and there. And then you're going to bring the rest back to the village. And if you eat enough pigs, at some point, someone might get trichinosis, might get something because you're eating undercooked food. So at some point, you make up a story. That's a dirty animal. Don't eat it,
Mm.
and here's all the reasons why it's dirty. And, in the modern day, we know this is not true. We know that pigs are unbelievably clean animals, and when raised and fed properly, are an absolute boondoggle of vitamins, minerals, and nutrition for us. So
Uh-oh.
We lose him.
they don't
Oh,
they don't want
okay.
this message to get out.
Uh-oh.
Oh
We
no.
want it. We want it out though. We want it out.
No,
Yeah.
that's great. And they're delicious. I'm sorry, but they're
Oof.
quite delicious. So I'm
Do
happy to
not
hear that
deprive me.
explanation.
Yeah.
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 I
So,
don't know where I cut off, but I think we made the point of how magical the pig is and how
yeah.
important it is
Yeah.
to raise them properly. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot
I
of
think we
bad
got,
stories. There's a lot of I'll just say stories. We'll say stories. But
yeah.
you have a lot of history in farming with your family and you know so much about regenerative agriculture and I think this is really coming into the common purview now. More people are learning about this and the importance of it, but it's hard to access, right? Not
mm,
everyone can find access to a regenerative farm. Of course, the common complaint is it's too expensive. Anything you want to share in terms of many, I guess, just like common complaints you would hear in response to we need to shop local, we need to support regenerative ag.
yeah, well, I mean, there's a bunch of things you can unpack there. I guess for starters, diabetes is pretty expensive.
Yep.
So when we're starting
Yep.
to stack up, I mean, I will say that commonly people associate price with calories. I want the
Mm.
cheapest amount of calories.
Mm-hmm.
And just like so many other shifts in sort of the vernacular of our culture, I like to talk and speak in terms of nutrition. And so, the classic trope is like there's more nutrition in one hard-boiled egg than 10 cases of Coca-Cola. And so what are we buying here? Um, gosh,
I want
what do
minimum
Yeah.
effective dose. I want the
I?
most dense
Yeah.
nutrients and the smallest. Like, how do we get this done?
Absolutely. I agree with that wholeheartedly. And candidly, your best bet is going to be ruminant meat, most commonly beef or cow or goat, lamb, whatever you call it. I mean, beef is is the most prevalent. And not a lot of people like to hear this, but I would, for your absolutely price conscious consumer, go to Walmart. You're not the one who should be tasked with holding up regenerative agriculture. That's not your job. Your job,
Mm-hmm.
sir or ma'am, is to get as metabolically healthy on a budget as possible.
Hmm.
Okay, so that's your role in this big pageant, this big play that we're all playing. For others that have the means, absolutely, it is getting easier and easier to access local meat, despite how hard the government makes it for people that farm meat to transact with consumers and
Mm-hmm.
take their meat and turn it into money. The
Yeah.
USDA and all the food regulatory systems in our country are pretty rough as a small artisanal producer. But it's getting easier. There's workarounds. Eatwild.com. I think that's a great resource for any of your listeners or anybody, to find someone. And pastured, regenerative, great. I always put local at the top of the list, because I mean we've got some great farms around here, and maybe they're spraying a little bit of this, but that food's traveling less than 50 miles. And the money I hand them stays in my county. It's not disappearing off into the ether, and this transact, this payment processor is going to get 3%, and then this bank's going to get another 2.5%. By the time that dollar makes it back into my community, it's 50 cents if you're lucky. And so there's a million ways that people can play their part in promoting, locally grown with more care food.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Yeah.
I get all
Yep.
over the board here. Y'all got me worked
Yeah.
up, and I got too worked up last time when we cut off. But yeah, eatwild.com is great.
Yeah.
If you're on a budget, eggs and ground beef, and get them all at Walmart if you have to, or your local sort of store, if you will.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I'm
then,
more and more impressed with Walmart, even Costco, maybe if
oh,
it's
Costco's
got
great.
nothing else. Sure. Yeah.
Costco's fantastic. And
Really?
again,
Okay.
it's not checking all the boxes, but it's not everybody's job to check all the boxes.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
I like, I mean, occasionally I get meat at Costco.
Hmm. I'm
Yeah.
getting a
I think it's going to
Costco.
be better
There's
than
a,
a lot of
a
other things.
Costco a quarter mile down the road opening next week.
Are
We're going to see her with her shopping
I
cart.
don't think I've ever been to a Costco. So
It's an
that's
experience.
okay. That's good to hear. I'm sure it's going to be a complete zoo for a while because everyone is so excited about it.
For sure.
But
Well, yeah, you should just
yeah.
go just to experience the zoo.
Uh-huh.
Okay. The
It's
people
it's
watching.
it's
Pay
wild.
admission to
It's
the
wild.
zoo.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
wild, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but
That's good to
again,
know.
it's a great spot. It's a great resource for some of your listeners. If you want to
Yeah.
support regenerative agriculture, eatwild.com. You can go to, White Oak Pastures. I'll see
Yeah.
you both at Hack Your Health later this year in Tampa. And, Will Harris I'm serving on a panel with Will at White Oak. There's
Cool.
great, awesome people out there growing very, very high integrity, high quality food. And it's not everybody's job to support them, but if you can, please do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like Wild Pastures because I trust that they're doing the research too. And it doesn't seem like it's that expensive when you get like one of the boxes and you bundle it because then you're getting pork, chicken, beef. Like you can get such a wide array of things versus like I went to Sprouts the other day. I just needed some ground beef real quick and it was organic, grass fed. I could not find grass finished in the store, which is okay. I mean, it's still part of the game, but it wasn't that cheap. I was like,
No.
I'd actually like Wild Pastures isn't much more. So, and
Yeah.
also I think with the expense thing, when you cut out, like you said, the Coca-Cola, the chips, the extra, that stuff adds up so fast on your grocery bill. So when you're just eating like good animal protein, good, clean local vegetables, like you save a lot of money by not buying that other stuff.
Or
So,
alcohol. Like we have
Oh
for so
my
many
God.
people. They're like, I can't afford organic, but you're going to the bar. I'm like,
$20
Starbucks,
cocktail.
Starbucks, a $4
Starbucks.
Starbucks every day. It's,
It adds
uh,
up.
here, no, I'm glad you mentioned that because when people start to talk about eating healthy is expensive, it's, I would make the argument. Now, I've been, personally, I've been about 85 to 90% carnivore for the last couple years. Now, I've been in the paleo sphere, keto, carnivore. I've been all over, right? I will say that I believe a meat, an animal fat and protein heavy laden diet is the least expensive way to eat on the planet. When
I agree.
when it's dollars and how much nutrition am I buying,
And how
right?
much
Yeah.
And so,
satiety you get. You're going to
oh
be
my
Oh,
God,
full because your
it's
brain is like, great, got it, check.
I
Good.
struggle, I literally struggle with getting enough calories in because I feel full. I mean,
yeah.
it's literally, it's like it's the cross I die on with carnivore. It's like I have to force feed calories into my mouth
Yeah.
because I don't eat enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You take
What
like
a
a
wonderful
12
problem.
ounce steak. Try and eat a 12-ounce steak versus an entire bowl of like pasta,
Oh,
right? Like,
oh, no.
it's like you can't. Yeah. So
Yeah.
So,
good point.
Yeah.
Cool. All
So
right.
nutrient density, there's so many nutrients, vitamins, and bioavailability from these ruminant animals. When we come back to skincare and I guess these fat sources,
yep.
they're right there. They're available. What are we finding in actually first question, can you explain the difference between lard and tallow? Because at some point I was using them interchangeably and I think that's not correct.
Same.
Actually, it can be. Well, okay. Yes, I'm happy to unpack that. We use both of them. So if you look at the ingredients on our skin food, it's tallow, lard, and leaf lard. There you go. Look at that. I
Thank
got
you,
her so
Dana.
hooked, folks. She is,
I know.
Oh,
there's the face
we are
food. Look,
both
oh,
very hooked.
you've been
Like
hammering that face food. Look at it. It's almost done.
the Vegas
Um,
desert.
now,
I'm using this twice a day in this crazy dry desert heat. My skin is just loving it. Yeah.
so
Okay, so
lard,
sorry.
leaf lard, and tallow. Okay, let's start with tallow. Again, love tallow. Tallow is a placeholder term for, this is a lot of words here, placeholder term for the rendered visceral fat from a ruminant herbivore. Now, that is most commonly a cow, but you can have elk tallow, bison tallow, you know, sheep, goat. Take the visceral, the organ fat from a ruminant herbivore, render it, that's your tallow. Okay.
Okay.
Lard, if you hear the term lard, it is specific to a pig. And I'm going to skip lard for a minute. I'm going to go to leaf lard because there's one that your audience may not have heard of. Leaf lard is a super prized fat. It is the tallow equivalent, but from a pig. So the visceral fat, internal organ fat, it's called leaf fat. With tallow, it's called, on a beef, it's called soot. With a pig, it's called leaf fat, but what's the best? Anatomically, it is the airbag for your kidneys. Okay, so this is internal
Huh.
organ fat. It wraps around your kidneys because these are very delicate organs that, we bump into stuff all the time. All animals have these accidents, and we want to protect our kidneys. So its function is like the airbag for your kidneys. More importantly, it's in the organ viscera. So much like the placenta protects an unborn baby from a lot of environmental exposure of the mother, it's like in this safe little cocoon. The viscera protects this fat, and so you can source tallow, you can source leaf lard from an industrial model, and it's going to be pretty clean. I'm not encouraging
Oh.
people to do that, but there's no metabolic pathway in humans or any other mammal that takes an environmental exposure and stores it in the visceral fat. It
Oh,
stores it in the
interesting.
subcutaneous fat, which jumps me now over to lard. Lard is unique in the lexicon of these fats we're talking about because it is a rendered subcutaneous fat. You never see subcutaneous fat on store shelves for beef because it's incredibly hard to pack on extra pounds of fat on a cow's carcass. And when you grind up all that meat, you got to have some fat in with the meat. Otherwise, I mean, who likes lean hamburger? Not me. And so that
Yeah.
fat's got to come from somewhere. And cows, any ruminant, it's very difficult. This is back to the farming. One of the most difficult things to do with any ruminant animal is pack on extra pounds. So, in the beef industry, it's called finishing. So you take this, 16 to 18 to 20-month old. We've built a frame. It's like an 18-year-old, high school graduate. Like we've built the frame on. Now it's time to pack on all the muscle, pack on all the fat. And so it's very difficult to do that with a ruminant because in theory, you're just doing this with grass. Pigs, again, one of God's greatest gifts. Pigs are incredibly good at taking excess caloric intake and converting it to fat. They're just like us. Like we're really good at taking excess calories and converting it into subcutaneous fat.
Mm-hmm.
And so those are the three fats. Leaf lard and tallow are the same location, different animal, pig and cow, or pig and ruminant, but most commonly a cow. And then the lard, this is why we say the lard works in mysterious ways. If you raise that pig in a super healthy, lots of exercise, again, think about how you'd want to live your life, get to be a biohacker babe and some sunshine and some friends and some great food and some exercise. Your subcutaneous fat is going to be loaded with vitamin D, excess vitamins and minerals that you've consumed from your environment, and all the extra added omega-3 fatty acids and your hormone profile. Everything's just so dialed in. And so all of that manifests into extremely healthy, lipid-rich, monounsaturated, saturated fat, heavy fat with a pig or a human, frankly. And so this is why the lard is especially equipped, I believe, at soaking into and moisturizing and feeding your skin. The role tallow plays in our product is it acts as a sealer. And if you've ever used a tallow-only product, which I have, and again, I'm a fan, but they sit on the surface a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
You're not a cow, you're a pig. And so we use tallow as a sealer. You ladies are in skincare and all the stuff. Have you heard of slugging? Do you know what slugging is?
No.
Oh, it's I have a 10-year-old daughter, so now I see all this crap, all the trends and everything in skincare. Slugging is you take your favorite moisturizer and you put it on, and then you take a jar of petroleum jelly and you know how a slug leaves a gross film when you slug yourself, and so you seal in your favorite moisturizer with petroleum jelly. Oh, it's stupid, crazy, right?
Oh,
so we have a
don't get on TikTok.
No. We have a product that's a built-in slugging product. So the lard soaks it in and the tallow seals it in. So there you go.
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds super toxic, right? I'm assuming we shouldn't be putting petroleum jelly on our bodies.
Oh, it's one of the most, petrolatum, which is in everything. It's Neosporin, it's petroleum jelly, it's CeraVe, it's the basic ingredient in probably petroleum derivative is the base. Skincare is a oil fat-based industry. And so it almost doesn't matter the product. There's a fat somewhere in there. Now, most products, it's an emulsified product between water. So you take water and fat and mix them together. In many products, petrolatum, which is this, derivative of, it's a petroleum waste product, is prevalent. And no, I don't think it's good for us. I mean, you could make the argument that it's not bad for us, but I love how people can, just because it's not good doesn't mean it's bad.
Oh,
right? But
Sure.
I'm into
yeah.
like what's best. Lauren, you brought it up earlier, like minimum effective dose. Like this is what I loved about CrossFit back in the early days. It's like you show up, you do this like funky workout, you get the maximum benefit with the least possible effort. That was like early CrossFit days. I loved it. And
Yeah.
skincare should be the same thing. Skincare should be like, I want optimal moisturization, optimal barrier support, optimal this with as few chemicals and hormone disruption and BS as possible. And I just don't know how you get that with a petroleum waste product.
Yeah.
Yeah. It maybe you can share a little bit about because something I hear a lot with skincare, well, it has to be safe. It's on the store shelves. Even
Ah,
at Target or even, oh, it's at Whole Foods, it must be safe. So maybe you can share a little bit about like the industry and how like the lack of regulation and the lack of testing, like what's going on there and why we can't trust it because it's on the shelf.
yeah, man, it's well, most of y'all's world is in the diet and exercise world, okay? And you see how screwed up the dietary nutrition world is. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah.
Diet and nutrition and skincare are kissing cousins. In fact, if you run up to the companies and corporations that control the vast majority of skincare, it's going to look a whole lot like the vast majority of mega corporations that control big food. Okay,
Sure.
there's a lot of
Mm.
shared ownership there. So that's for starters. Secondarily, just as an example, our beloved Food and Drug Administration prohibits the use of 11 chemicals in skincare in the United States of America. Now, that can sound like a lot or a little.
That's nothing.
By, by
That's nothing.
contrast, by contrast, the EU has a list of over 1,500.
That sounds
And,
more reasonable.
uh,
Yeah.
yeah. And so, well, here we go. Again, I've been doing a lot of research for this TED Talk. We have more dermatologists, more estheticians, more skincare specialists, more products, more routines, more doctors, more drug. We have more of everything on this planet than we've ever had before. That presumably would mean we are as healthy as we've ever been ever. And yet, I don't have a television in my home, but when I stay with friends and they have television, like the number of eczema, like eczema is on the rise. All the chronic skincare conditions are on the rise. There's an injectable ad or a this for acute dermatitis, or this, that, the other. Again, we just everywhere in the dietary world, despite having all the nutritionists, all the dietitians, all more food, more, and yet we're fatter, sicker. Skincare is no different. We have all this stuff, and this is the point I'll make in this talk in a month is maybe we're using the wrong stuff. Like maybe the formula is wrong because what is in skincare? It's chemicals that are destroying our hormones, destroying our microbiome. This is another touchy subject that's new. Like we should know more about the human microbiome than we do. We're learning, but I mean, all these little bugs. Newsflash: you got 5 to 7 pounds of bugs that you coexist with every day, and some of them live in your tummy, and some of them are up your nose, and they're all over your skin. Sorry, germaphobes, but this is just the reality. And so,
Yeah.
what are these compounds? What are these chemicals that they put in skincare to make it shelf stable? What are they doing to that microbiome? It's the same question you have to ask, if this piece of food, this McDonald's cheeseburger that can sit on a shelf for 2 years and not degrade. I'm sure y'all seen like pictures of like the
Yeah.
glass jarred,
It's
Big Macs.
disgusting.
That's right.
Terrifying.
So
Yeah.
ask yourself this question. What are the chemicals in that burger that prevent mold and bacteria and worms and all the things that
Yeah, that
that
break it down.
digest our environment? It
Yeah.
keeps all of those from harming it. What are they doing to the bugs that are in your stomach? So
Yeah. Yeah. I know. I always think of that with like glyphosate. I heard this explanation how when glyphosate goes into the bugs, it actually like, I don't know if this is true, explodes their stomachs. That's how it kills the bugs. I'm like,
Well, that's how they
lovely.
labeled it. No, that's how they labeled it safe for human consumption.
How?
So it just makes your head spin. So here's the problem. They already knew all this. Okay, so they knew that glyphosate disrupts a photosynthetic process when it comes to what does it disrupt? It disrupts photosynthesis, which in certain plants, all plants have a photosynthetic process where they take sunshine and turn it into things. Okay, great. Humans don't have that process. So, ergo, glyphosate has to be safe for humans because we don't metabolize our environment through photosynthesis. Can I curse? Is it?
Yeah,
Please.
go for it.
Hey, asshole. You know that we have all these bugs living in and on us. That is exactly the mechanism by which they metabolize their environment. And so, it just you just want to like just put the lights out on how stupid. And of course, the real problem with glyphosate, I'm sure y'all know this, glyphosate, we're about 20 years into now, it's used as a crop desiccant. Do you know about this? Okay,
I don't know. I think I
real
saw
quick.
Kiss the Ground, that documentary.
Yeah,
I
yep,
think
yep.
that's what they were talking
They
about.
cover it, yeah, they cover it briefly, but I just real quickly because this is
Yeah, go
crazy.
for it.
So it kills plants, most plants. Glyphosate, unless you got like a Roundup Ready soybean or corn or whatever, it kills plants. Well, one of the biggest risks with growing crops is the harvest. And so what you want is a dead, completely senescent, dried out plant before you harvest it. This goes for beans and any grain, which, we're talking about harvesting grains here. And so about 20 to 25 years ago, they figured out, oh, hey, we've got a week's worth of clear weather, so it's not going to rain. Okay, we need to speed up this harvest process. So let's take all this glyphosate and spray it on the crop to kill it. And then 3 days later, we can harvest it because if it rains, we lose half the crop. And so for the last 20 to 25 years, we have transitioned from spraying Roundup or glyphosate on our crops as a pre-emergent early in the growing season to kill all the early. Now we're spraying it on our food. And if you look at, I don't care if you read Malcolm Gladwell's Tipping Point or Blink, or if you look at all the incidents of peanut allergies, all just across the board BS that we're dealing with as a species right now, it got really ramped up in the last 20 to 25 years. And so you have to ask, like,
Yeah.
Why?
What are we doing differently? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the allergies really get me. And more clients have allergies, and they're just like, "Oh, I just have allergies. It's pollen." And blah, blah. I'm like, we got to look inside your body. What's happening with your microbiome and your milieu? Like, it's been destroyed.
Right.
We need to create
And
harmony.
the food sensitivities too, right? You go to a restaurant and they say, any food allergies or sensitivities? Like, I don't remember them asking that 5+ years ago.
No,
Every restaurant asks now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and they have to. I mean, we talked my day job's in insurance, and we also live in a very litigious world today, and so
yes.
Gotta be careful.
There's people that will go into a restaurant hoping that they serve them something that they're allergic to, so that they can.
Yeah, I could be a millionaire tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Give me anaphylaxis, and I'll be a millionaire. Sure.
Just a little anaphylaxis for the weekend,
Yeah,
give me that McDonald's hot coffee that I'll spill on my lap for what did that woman get? Not a million.
A lot.
I feel like she started the whole thing. She gave
She
everyone
got
permission to start.
And I've heard people say, "Well, you have no idea how hot that coffee was," and I'm like, "It wasn't steam, I mean, liquid reaches a point and then it turns into steam, and so
it's hot enough."
Yeah. But
okay.
All
right. So we know our food is effed up. Our food is not food. And pigs. God's gift. Our food is messed up. Our skincare is messed up. Can you just tell us really quickly, like in general, if we're looking at skincare on a shelf, like I try to look for the least amount of products as possible. What are some things that could potentially, least amount of ingredients possible? What are some things that could stand out that would be red flags? Like, oh, I don't want to put that on my body, on my skin, on my organ, have it inside of me.
Lauren, you're not going to like this at all. I would say walking into any store right now. So if you're walking into a store now, there's small boutique stores that carry local artisanal tallow stuff. I've seen it in a handful of stores, but I'm talking like your big boxes, your Targets, your Ultas, your Walmart.
Sure.
There's not much in there you want to put on your skin. And this is the really good news for most people. It's hard to stomach what I'm about to say, but for a lot of people, your skin would look a whole hell of a lot better if you would just stop using anything for a month.
Yeah, I believe it.
This is a good segue. Okay, so if it says soap, you can use it. If it says body wash or beauty bar, or this is the big piece of skincare that we have to unpack right now. Is put the cleansers down. Like running hot water. This is crazy. Running hot water is a technology that's only about 70 years old in mass consumerism, right? 100 years ago, maybe a handful of rich people had a hot water heater. Maybe. But, in the last 50 to 70 years, we've made hot water heaters cheap and available. And so what is being dirty? Well, being dirty is my skin makes oil and I sweat, and that oil binds to, air particulate and dust in the air and dirt and grime and all that fun stuff. Well, how do you get rid of dirt and grime? You put a little hot water and a washcloth on it and you rinse it off. But going the extra mile of just like stripping all the natural oils, I'm on a molecular level. I would challenge any of your listeners is the next time you get in the shower, just use a washcloth and warm water and exfoliate and wash everything off, and then get out of the shower and see how your skin feels. It's going to feel great. But we're over hyper sanitizing. We're using terrible products. All the alcohol. This got really ramped up in the last 4 or 5 years. So this is like the super skincare hack is put all that garbage down and just let your skin get back to normal, just like we do with diet. You got to get all these inflammatory things you got to get them out of your skincare diet. And I would make the argument, Lauren, that one of the most inflammatory things in everyone's skincare diet today is the cleansing side of the house. We're just way over sanitized.
Yeah, that makes sense. You're just like stripping everything away. Now,
yeah. I fall into that bucket. I have a cleanser because I am performing on stage. I have more makeup on. I'm on a stage and the lights and sweating. I'm like, I'm inclined to just do the washcloth, but I still have a little head in my voice, a voice in my head. It's like, you might need a little extra.
No. Okay. Thank you. Let me unpack this a little further, because modernity does call for situations where perhaps we should cleanse a little bit more than warm water, right? So we have a soap that we sell. It's called our goat soap. It's the greatest of all time. We love puns.
Nice.
But back to my recommendation. When you go to the store, Lauren, if it doesn't say soap, that's for sure. That's a starting spot to say no. Because if it's a beauty bar, if it's a wash, if it doesn't say soap, then whatever's in that package did not go through. Soap is short for the saponification process, which is the process by which we take fat and we take lye and we saponify them together and we make a cleansing agent. And the reason you want to avoid all that non-soap stuff is there's no telling what kind of harsh chemical cleansers that are in that product that are not doing your skin any favors. So we've had soap for thousands of years, and it's awesome. And so
Yeah.
a nice,
Love soap.
clean, gentle soap combined with the warm water and the washcloth should be all you need. I get it. Like you're on stage, and I know I've seen what the layers of stuff they got to put on people to go on camera or to go into a performance. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we don't want to add insult to injury. So yes, soap, warm water, washcloth, but make sure whatever you're using, I'll have to ship you. You have to send me your address up in NYC so I can get you some goat soap.
Thanks. Love it.
Yeah,
So,
that sounds awesome. Because a bar of soap just feels so good. And I've been using like, like a tallow or a hemp or a sea moss. I don't know. Like I get them at the local farmers market. Hopefully those are
Oh,
okay. I mean, much better than the Bath and Body Works body wash I used for like all of the 90s.
Juniper
oh yeah,
Breeze.
Crabtree and
Oh,
Evelyn. I remember the Crabtree and Evelyn stores, and
oh gosh.
all
Yeah.
the you walk in and like all the fragrances just like
You can't
Knock
blow
you
you
smell
over.
back.
after that. Your nose has just been completely insulted. Yeah.
Well, and so yeah, so
Fragrance.
soap's great. Uh, I never knew this until we started making soap. You can fat a soap recipe. Making soap is a ratio of, again, fat to water to lye, and so you can, with any sort of chemistry experiment, you've got sort of these tolerances, and so you can actually fatten a soap recipe so that when you're
Oh,
done washing off with the soap, there's just a little extra fat in the formula, and it leaves this little microscopic film of fat on your skin. And so it's
Hmm.
almost like it's like a baked in moisturizer bar. And so
Okay.
yeah, we fat our
I like
soap
it.
by about 5%. Lauren, I'm definitely going to send you one, and Renee, I'll have to send you one as well. But
Awesome.
yeah.
Yeah. That sounds amazing. I need that.
Yeah. Did you have a question, Renee? Because I got like 10
Go
more.
for it. Go for it.
Well, I think Renee and I probably share this question. There's a lot of, we could potentially say junk skincare experts out there. They're like, oh my gosh, you can't put fat on your face. That's terrible. It'll, block your pores and yada, yada, yeah, whatever. Um, if we were to layer this with something like a vitamin C or a serum, would this be the thing that goes on top? Or would you recommend we just throw all of it away and just use this moisturizer?
Hmm. I I think most people have the best results when it comes to our products. Most people have the best results cold turkeying everything else. And I would
Mm.
even make the argument, Lauren, that the next best first step for a lot of people is to just put this, you don't have to get our product, just put the current stuff down for a little while. I mean, vitamin C, it's complicated because skin
Yeah.
health is also dietary health. And again, I love these questions because what are you eating? How much are you sleeping? But before I go making too many recommendations about which products you've got, I mean, again, keep in mind the entire skincare industry is built, just like the diet industry, on you buying more stuff and having more programs and more protocols and an AM and a PM routine and an upper eye and a lower eye and when it's summer solstice, you use this product, but in the wintertime, you got to use this product. And it's all,
Yeah.
listen,
It's a lot of
there's
topical bullshit. Yeah.
it's a lot of topical bullshit. And it's, the old adage, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. I mean, the only real difference between what's on our cheeks and what's on our elbows is very rarely do we rest our cheek up against a tree in the middle of a park. We rest our elbows. So a lot of the differences in our skin tone and our skin condition is more environmentally based. It's less exposure.
Sure.
The face is a special place. I will give credence to our outward facing billboard, and so I do think you can design and develop product. We have a face food product, and it is formulated slightly differently. It's a little more gelatinous. It's a little smoother going on. It's less it's less liquidy. Renee, I know it's one
Yeah.
of your favorites, but
Yeah. I mean, you
it's
can see, I feel like you can even see the difference.
it's got more leaf lard in it. And again, back
Yeah.
to that clean, leaf lard, vitamin D packed, all the fun things, but it's just a little smoother. And 99.999% of the skincare consumers in the world think that they need a product specifically for their face. So here you go. Here's your facial product. I travel with our face food, and I use it all over. Where am I itchy? Where am I scratchy? My most common use is I shave, and it's an aftershave, and then it goes in my hair as like a pomade. If I get a bug bite, mosquito bite, any like acute skin condition, obviously I'll throw it on there. But I travel with our face food because it's a smaller container. Here at the house, it's all skin food, so I have skin food on my face, and it works just fine for me. May not work for others, but
I've like blown through your jars because I use it all over. I'm like, yeah, skin. I got a lot of skin.
well,
Those
yeah,
on the face.
Yeah.
and we've got to do some work on this. If anyone is interested, start with a little. It's like you don't take your jar of vitamins and like you don't house the entire jar in a day.
Oh, we don't. That's
I
fine.
I
The
don't
room's so
typically.
fast.
I get a little dose over time.
That's
It's like a
Lauren's
supplement.
secret.
I should try that.
Is that I'm learning. The ultimate biohack is just fisting
Down 'em.
fisting jars
One
of
bottle per
pills
day.
of supplements.
Want to save time? Here you go.
So a
Yeah.
little goes a long way, and obviously,
Yeah.
and y'all are already queued up on, making sure you've got plenty of animal-based fats and proteins in your diet. This is internally giving you the ingredients your skin needs to thrive. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
here's why most of us used to have to go secure our food. The skincare industry is a wealthy person's industry because 200 years ago, less than half of 1% of the people on the planet had enough money to pay somebody else to hunt and cook their food for them. And so, guess whose skin sucked soonest? It was the wealthy because they weren't intimately touching animal fat on a daily basis. It's all we cooked with 100 years ago. And if you were lucky, you were eating animal meat all the time. And so now today, and post-industrial age, if you look into the history of skincare and everything, as the general population has moved further away from securing food and physically preparing food, coupled with all of the cooking fats in the world today are all these industrialized hydrogenated bull crap seed oils. So we even those that are cooking with nefarious at best, but certainly low grade oxidative crap fats. Okay, so even those that are cooking aren't feeding their skin with the right fats.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
If
If
you talk to any butcher, I don't have to explain any of this to a butcher because they spend all day wiping animal fat off, and and their skin is awesome. So,
okay.
Ooh, we should have a face-off between butchers and Korean skin experts.
Oh yeah, I'm down for that.
Says like the Korean skincare industry is the best, but I'm like, oh my god, it's like chemicals, and they don't go in the sun. I'm like, their vitamin D levels must be crap, and I would love to look metabolically at butchers versus
butchers are some
Korean
of the
glass skin.
Interesting. I never really thought about that. I thought they just had the best skincare. Wait, so you mentioned sun, Lauren. So I've also heard that people that eat a lot of omega-6s tend to burn in the sun more. So what are your thoughts on like, well, one, eating more animal fats and then putting this on our skin as far as protecting ourselves from being able to go in the sun? Because I'm not going to be the Brian Johnson that just like avoids the sun. Like I live in Vegas. I love going outside. Um, I'm not going to avoid it 100%. So what do you think?
I don't think you should. I do think in the modern age that we need to have a little bit more respect for the sun. What do I mean by that? Well, you can't spend 8 hours a day in an artificial light office and just expect to be able to spend your Saturday afternoon from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. on a beach uncovered. That's just stupid.
Yeah.
Our ancestors didn't do that. If you look, again, go back to 150 years, they all had glowing skin, by the way. Go back 150 years. If it was noon on a Saturday, somebody had a hat on and long sleeves, and they were fully clothed. And so the sun is the
Okay.
most important vitamin you can get into your life. And Brian Johnson is. I do not want whatever he's got. He's about the most unhealthy looking. Brian, if you're listening, dude, we need to get a little bit more of the lard into your life, brother. But yeah, the sun is critical. So here's some tips. Get early and late sun. Build a sun callus. So watch the sun rise, watch the sun set. Take your UV light blocking sunglasses off because you're blocking the signal. The sun is sending a signal to the rest of your body to prepare for high ultraviolet sun exposure. But if you're blocking that signal,
Right. I don't even own sunglasses anymore. Like if I'm going to the beach, I'll acquire some if I'm going to be outside all day long. But
yep.
I'm like, I don't even
Sunglasses are kind of like soap, Lauren. There are specific situations in society today that dictate that you should probably have a pair of sunglasses. Driving home last night, like the sun's setting, and I'm driving down this road, and it's like I'm really glad I have a pair of sunglasses.
Yeah.
But 99% of the time, they're just sitting over here out of the way. But yeah, sunglasses are a problem. We're not eating enough animal fats and animal proteins. We're consuming a much higher concentration of omega-6 fatty acids. All of this is baked in the cake of we need to be smarter about the sun. And so get as much sun as you can. When you start to feel burnt, I would tell you to put sunscreen down because the last thing I want is for my body to be burning and me not know it.
Oh,
so
yeah. What do you
Good
think
point.
about, have you seen those UV watch sensor things? They're like little bracelets. This is not what I'm wearing right now, but
are they designed to tell you when the sun is at its most intense?
I think it's taking into consideration, like you put it on, you go outside, and then based off of the UV index and all the things, it will then tell you you have to go inside now or cover up.
Yeah.
You think
Okay.
that's worth trying, or just pay attention to your skin and go
I
inside?
would be much more inclined to tell people to get back to a more intuitive relationship with the sun. Here you go.
Yeah.
If your shadow is taller than you are, you cannot get sunburned.
Okay.
Love that.
Okay.
Does that make sense? If the
Taller
sun
than me.
is
Okay.
at a certain in the winter, we're all in North America. In the winter, the sun never gets high enough for our shadow to be shorter than we are, which is why you don't get any vitamin D in the summer, which is why you go to St. Mark's or Central America or somewhere, come December so that you can snap out of your wintry mood. But in the summertime, if your shadow is taller than you are, then the angle of the sun in the sky, there's enough atmospheric interference, you're not going to get sunburned. So that's a good rule of thumb. Now, again,
all
it's
right.
summertime.
I'm gonna go check that.
Go check it. Go check it.
Okay.
That hit. I'll tell you this real quick. Funny story. That hit me like a ton of bricks. My daughter is a swimmer, and some swim program is like May, June, July. Like that's the swimming season. And we're at a meet one time, and it's 6:30 at night on a Friday or Saturday night, okay, in June, and I'm looking around. The sun's over here, beautiful, beautiful, clear sky. The sun's over here, and I'm watching everyone spray on all this sunscreen. You know, of course, you can smell it. It's just this chemical oxybenzone. I'm just watching the 200 people. Like, I didn't
Oh,
even need sunscreen. It's just floating in the air for like an hour.
And the
And my first
aerosols
thought
on
was,
top of that.
you
uh,
dumbasses, you can't even get sunburned right now. Like, but it's so ingrained. It's so part of our, like,
Yeah.
oh, the sun's in the sky. You know, we got to put all this. So put
Yeah.
the sunscreen down.
the
Put it
spray
down.
is so
Put it
bad.
Or
down.
let's
Get a
put
little
something
burn.
into the atmosphere to block the sun completely. That makes
Well,
a lot
that's
of
the new
sense.
thing now.
Oh
We need to
God.
block the sun. They should all be drawn and quartered in the public square. Uh, these
Yeah, we're
crazy
with you.
folks.
We're with
All
you.
right, so I get a little tangential there, but yeah, sunscreen, not a big fan.
No.
There are some
Yeah.
mineral based. If you need a sunscreen, there's some mineral based products out there. We're working on one now, but we don't have it yet. But
Ooh, okay. Because I do
yeah,
sometimes need sunscreen. Like if I go to a pool in Vegas in August, I mean, for 6 hours, like I need sunscreen. So I like really clean options. So let me know when that's available.
sunscreen and an umbrella to just.
Yes.
I'm just
I try,
both.
but some of these Vegas pools, if you want an umbrella, you're paying thousands of dollars. And it comes with a bottle of tequila. So it's not always the cheap seats are right in the sun.
We're gonna have ourselves at some point. We're gonna have ourselves a Farrow Vegas gather and lather. We're gonna get a couple
Okay.
cabanas.
Heck yeah.
We'll grab us a DJ, and we're
Okay.
just gonna break all sorts of lard-based tanning records and sunbathing records. We're
Are
gonna
you
do
going to
it.
Okay.
be DJ Farrow?
No, I'm gonna bring in a DJ. Uh, I stay in my
DJ
lane.
Lard?
I stay
DJ
in my
Tallow?
lane.
We got lots of names we can
DJ
DJ Tallow. I like
DJ
that one.
Pig,
DJ pick.
DJ Swine.
Yeah.
TJ Swine. There you go.
Can't wait for Gather and Lather. Well, in the
Yeah.
meantime, I want to come back to Farrow. Can you just tell us a little bit more about the other offerings? You got goat soap, you got the face food. Tell us like what we can find. We're going to send our audience
Yep.
to your website and get all the things.
Happy to. Yeah, we don't have a lot of products. They're all very good. So we have I'll just run through them very quickly. We have a face food and a skin food. Those are sort of our flagship uh, skin moisturizers. They're paired with, if you want to, we have a sublingual skincare elixir. And so I will say it's a sublingual. It goes underneath your tongue. It's got CBD in it, MCT oil. Again, we want to give the skin permission to thrive, and part of that is reducing internal inflammation, helping with sleep, sort of some of these lifestyle
Yeah.
interventionalist things. And so we do have a
Cool.
CBD elixir. And so those three products, we have a portable, packable sort of Epic Dermis product that's for on the go. I'm actually playing around with new packaging for that now, but yeah, it's another skincare product. It's very outdoorsy. You know, Epic lives are hard on the skin, and so pack some Farrowy goodness with you there. And then we have our goat soap line. So the greatest of all time. We've got an unscented spearmint eucalyptus and then a cedarwood orange as well.
Oh,
And
you
so,
had me at Cedarwood.
yep.
Love Cedarwood.
And
Yeah.
our skin food and face food do come in unscented and scented. We use nothing but essential oils for our scented version. A lot of people like the unscented. I go back and forth, honestly. I would have never thought when we launched the company that the unscented would be as popular as it is. But it is. It's probably 50-50.
Huh.
And you know, for your listeners, our products do not smell like bacon.
Darn.
People, I've thought about maybe some Instagram reels of me just rubbing bacon grease on my face and like, you know, having a bunch
Sending
of
us back. Doesn't
paid
smell like
paid
bacon.
attractive women be like, oh, you know, goggling over me. But
I like
but most people's visceral real life experience and exposure to pig fat is bacon drippings, and so there's this
Yeah,
real
For
connection.
sure.
It does not smell like bacon, but
thank you
but
for
Yeah.
those
clarifying.
are
But I wouldn't be
Laura.
upset about that.
No, I think that's a separate product line. Honestly, it's the
Yeah.
after dinner baconator, something like that.
Baconator. Although
Yeah.
if you have a dog, I would imagine they would lick you a lot if you
It's
smelled
one of the
like
unsung
bacon.
benefits of our regular creams is that I will say the dogs get used to it after about a week. But the first week of if you have a canine companion and you use our product, scented or not, they are going to love all over you at a level you did not think was possible for about a
Interesting.
week, and then they sort of acclimate to, oh, this is the new normal.
I
Is
did
Okay.
is
experience that. That's
Yeah.
funny. I did have that. Yeah. My dog was
Yeah,
all up
well, I mean,
all over that.
I
Yeah.
think it's a testament to the cleanliness of our products. Is again,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
worms won't eat the McDonald's cheeseburger.
Ugh.
They won't
They
eat
know
it
better.
because
They
there's a
know
bunch of
better.
junk in there. So we're
They're
taking all
smarter
the
than
junk out.
humans.
The worms are smarter than humans. Okay.
God.
Sometimes more intuitive when it comes to certain things. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
those are our products, Lauren, and
Awesome.
yeah, we've got there'll be a link in the bio or link in the show notes, but Biohacker Babes will save your audience some cold hard cash and
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
of course.
Thanks for doing that for us. Yeah.
Scroll down to get the goodies from Farrow. Well,
Yeah.
this was
Okay.
fun. You're so much fun. Thank you.
Yeah, I learned a lot, but we got to ask one final question before we let you run. Can you give our audience a piece of advice, something they should do today to optimize their health?
Oh man, I would wake up. I would get at least a slight moment of gratitude or prayer in before your feet hit the ground. I would that's
Mm,
what I would do. I would and this listen, this I struggle with this too, but man, I generally don't have a bad day where I get a little prayer or at least a sense of gratitude about, I got up this morning and before my feet hit the ground, I was like, I am so grateful for these two biohacking babes. I cannot wait to be on with them today. And but I will say I think Benazotti calls it vitamin G gratitude. Not to steal
yeah,
too much thunder from Ben. I love that guy, but yeah, gratitude seems to work very well for all of us. So
Yeah.
that's
He would want you to
beautiful.
spread that.
Oh yeah,
absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely, and that's why I'm giving him credit.
yeah.
Outside of gratitude, I would say maybe just a little lard on your face. So gratitude, and then when your feet hit the ground, head to your bathroom and you know
And lard up.
and lard up. Oh, lard willing. More people will hear this message. So
Oh,
There
I
weren't
love
enough
that.
lard jokes today. So,
Yeah.
for our audience, make sure you go hit up Charles on Instagram for more lard jokes. And thank you so
Yeah.
much. I learned so much today. So happy to finally get you on and so happy to share Farrow with our audience. So thank you. Thank you. Big thank you. I'm feeling a lot of gratitude for you.
well, thank you, and
Yes.
I look forward to lathering you both up more in the future and seeing you
Yes.
in Tampa. That's gonna
Yeah.
be fun.
Yes.
See you in
Everyone,
November.
come hang out. Hack your health mid-November in Tampa. It's going to be a blasty blast. It's going to be awesome. All right. Well, thank you, Charles, and thank you to everyone that tuned in today. We will see you next time.